Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another segment of Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry Presents. And tonight we're following up from last week, part 2, Neighborly Needs. But as always, we like to begin with prayer. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Idina siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. And we translate now from the Quran, Abdullah Yusuf Ali's translation, 2009, the 11th edition, with some translations from Imam W.D. Muhammad interjected. With Allah's name, the Merciful Benefactor, the Merciful Redeemer. All praise belongs to Allah, the cherished sustainer of all the systems of knowledge, all the systems of science, the Merciful Benefactor, the Merciful Redeemer, sole Master on the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and Thee alone do we seek for aid and assistance. Guide us along the path that is straight, the path of those whom Thou hast bestowed Thy favors and Thy grace, not the path of those that have earned Your displeasure, nor of those who go astray. And we say, Sadaqallahu al-Azim, God the Mighty spoke the truth. Welcome to our viewers, those of you all in the United States of America. To all of the Muslims, we say to you, Assalamu alaikum. To the our Christian brothers and sisters and family members and relatives, we say peace be with you. Our Jewish brothers and sisters, we say shalom. And we'd like to also welcome our international viewers. And we thank you all so much. You actually make it Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry from our community now with Imam W.D. Muhammad. You're making it one of the most popular programs in the United States of America. And we thank you all very much for that. We really appreciate you. You have many things you could be doing and many programs you could be watching on Thursday night, but you choose to join us live. And others of you choose to watch our post on Facebook and also to watch our YouTube channel, Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry. Now, before I get started on our program, part 2 of Neighborly Needs, we've had a couple of we've seen it in the media, a couple of unfortunate incidents with people losing their lives. And this happens daily, but these are major incidents that we see in the media. And one was a person calling themselves Muslim, claiming to be Muslim. If they claim to be Muslim, they're Muslim, but don't display Muslim behavior. The Saudi citizen who was training at the Naval Air Station here in our lovely state of Florida, Pensacola, and unfortunately went on a murderous rampage and killed some of his classmates and others. So we want to extend our heartfelt condolences to the families of those victims, and also, and we're going to pray for both, and also the tragedy that took place at the Jewish kosher market in Jersey City. That just horrific, hate-filled people and group, and I won't name their organization because they don't deserve to be named, but the media has already named them. So our hearts go out to our Jewish brothers and sisters in Jersey City and across the country, because we all human beings. And the prophet said, when one part of the body, that's the human body too, in the big picture now, when one part of our body feels pain, the whole body feels pain. So let's have a moment of silent prayer for those deceased ones in Pensacola, Jersey, and all who lost their lives to unnecessary tragedy. Ameen. And we say Ameen, and our Christians, they say Amen. It's the same thing as Ameen. Well, I shouldn't say the same thing, because I know my brothers who know Arabic, they'll say, well, Imam Yahya, that's not the same. Ameen means, may it be safeguarded, may it be secured. And Amen means almost the same now. It's almost the same. And it meant, may it be so. So our hearts go out to the families, surviving members of those horrific tragedies. So tonight, we're going to continue with Neighborly Needs, part 2. And I want to introduce our guest. To my right, AHMED MAJID, assalamu alaikum and welcome. And his wife, GWEN MAJID. She's new. She's debuting tonight with us. GWEN, wa alaikum assalam. We're happy to have you. Thank you. And we also have another new participant in our studio, my dear friend UTHMAN SHAKIR. Assalamu alaikum and welcome. ZARIA KARRIEM, our regular, our youth, our young adult. Assalamu alaikum, ZARIA. And Dr. RASHEED and your wife, assalamu alaikum to you. And assalamu alaikum, TERESA, to you. And you can't see our technician and our cameraman, Imam Bilal Hassan, is on the other end of the camera. So if you have any questions, this is a live production now, so it's a live audience we have here. So you all know who join us regularly, and then we may have some newcomers. I'm sure we have newcomers because every week we get new participants, and we thank you all for that. So if you have any questions or any comments that you all who are participating in the live audience would like to ask us or say to us, please feel free, and our technician, cameraman, Imam Bilal Hassan, will notify me or let me know what that question is. And also we have our producer of our program, ABDULLAH, and you cannot see them on camera, but they are behind the camera. They make all this happen and make all this work for us. So I want to begin, as always, with an opening statement, because neighborly needs was an idea. And I'll have my friend AHMED talk a bit about how we pull this all together. But it was an idea a couple of years ago. We're on our second year. We talked about that. And the response from our community has been overwhelming in the neighborhood here, in the African-American community here in Jacksonville, Florida. But ideas are only ideas until they're implemented. So my opening statement, I'm going to read from the book, This Could Be Our Future, a manifesto for a more generous world, by Yancey Strickler, co-founder of Kickstarter. Now, our producer recommended this book and suggested that I read this book, and it is excellent. So on page 13, speaking of ideas, and Mr. Yancey, he mentioned here, he says, execution is a critical gap between idea and reality, but it's not the only one. Another is belief. For ideas to matter, people have to believe in them. And you all believe the neighborly needs when we presented it 2 years ago. And it has become our signature outreach program for our community here in Jacksonville, Florida. Continuing with Mr. Strickler, there's only so much an idea can do on its own. Ideas need supporters, carriers, and executors to become real. In the past, the only people that mattered were popes, kings, board of directors, and executives in corner offices. But in today's society, all of our voices matter. We all have the power to influence the world. It's just a matter of learning how to do it. End quote, Mr. Yancey Strickler. So I suggest you all get this book. This Could Be Our Future, a manifesto for a more generous world. Okay? All right, so we're going to get right to our questions because we have a full house again tonight. And we thank our new participants. So, Zaria, welcome back, and you get the first question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My question is, can you please explain to us what the Quran says about helping the unfortunate, the less fortunate?
Oh, that's an excellent question. If you all didn't hear what she asked me, she said, can I please explain what the Quran says about helping, and also as an extension, Prophet Muhammad, because we know prayers and peace be upon the Prophet, he received the Quran and he implemented it. See, and the Quran's powerful ideas, but again, as Mr. Yancey Strickler said, ideas without implementation, they don't become reality. So she asked the question, for our viewers if you didn't hear it, what does the Quran say about helping the less fortunate? Excellent question. So many things, and the Prophet has said so much, but we don't have but a limited time to give it to us. So I'm going to start with this verse, Zaria, and it's chapter 2, verse 177. Now, for our viewers, first timers, and those of you all who are Muslims and others who are guests, this verse in chapter 2 is called Ayatul Bir, the verse of righteousness. So here, Zaria, God defined for Prophet Muhammad what righteousness really is. So listen to this carefully. And it's a long verse, so what I'll do, I'll read certain parts of it in Arabic and translate it in English as I'm going so I don't lose our viewers and our listeners. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Of God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Laysa birra. Now look how it begins. It doesn't start telling us what righteousness is. It starts off telling us what it's not. Okay? Laysa means not. Laysa birra an tuwallu wujuhakum qibla al-mashriqi wal-maghribi. It is not righteousness. Listen to the Muslims. That you turn your faces towards the Qibla, east or west. So God revealed to Muhammad the Prophet to answer Zaria's question about helping the unfortunate. We're not righteous just because we stand up and face the east, as some say, or the northeast, and we're making our prayers and turning our faces east or west, because those who are in the east of Saudi Arabia, they turn west. All right? So God is telling Prophet Muhammad and reveals to the Prophet, you think just standing up, facing the Qibla and praying and waving your hand and doing your prayer, you think that's just righteousness? That's it? Nope, that's not it. So listen. وَلَكِنَّ الْبِرَّ, but it is righteousness. مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ, to believe and have faith in God. Here's where it starts now. For righteousness, having faith in God. And this is all of the people of faith now. All the people, Christians, Jews, others, Catholics, and others who have faith in God. Not just talking about Muslims. وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, and to believe in the next life. But, you know, tomorrow, inshallah, for most of us, God willing, grant us good health and good life. Tomorrow is coming before the next life. So akhirah means have faith also in your future. Believe in tomorrow. And what did the Prophet Muhammad tell us? He said, live each day as though it's your last day. But live each day as though you're going to live for 1,000 years. That you're going to be here for 1,000 years. So that means plan and have a vision for life for tomorrow. Long life, 1,000 years. Long life, man. You say 1,000 days or 1,000 nights like Ramadan. Say 1,000 years. And really, this is speaking to genealogy, offspring, that we live through our offspring too. Yeah, that's science now. Okay, back to the verse to answer her question. وَالْمَلَائِكَةِ وَالْكِتَابِ وَالنَّبِيِّينَ. Nabiyina. And to believe, after believing in the next life and believing in the future, belief in the angels. This is righteousness for Muslims to believe in angels. God sent us angels to help us. Some seen, some unseen. And those seen, you can't see them. They do work as an angel. And they don't even know sometimes they're angels. And God is using them to help his creatures on earth. In every respect as a human being. وَالْكِتَابِ وَالنَّبِيِّينَ. And to believe in Scripture. This is righteousness, to believe in Scripture. For the Muslims, Quran. Jews, Torah. Christians, Bible. Catholics, Dua, and others. Whatever the religious texts are. And to believe in the prophets of God. So we Muslims believe in all the prophets. Now, helping the unfortunate. وَأَتَى الْمَالَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ ذَوِي الْقُرْبَى. And to spend of your wealth. Mala. You know, mala means wealth. Wealth. Money, gold, oil, silver, platinum, dollars, dinars, yeah, whatever. Resources, spend of your wealth. And time, knowledge, energy, efforts, exerting yourself. Whatever God has blessed us with, God told the prophet, say this is what righteousness is. To spend from what he has given you, your substance. Ala hubbihi, out of love for him. Out of love for God. you say, well, I don't like so and so and so, but do you love God? And so you hear Muslims say, I love you for Allah's sake, for God's sake. So what we do to help humanity and the less those who are unfortunate, Zaria, we do it for the love of God, from our hearts, sincerity. Because it is not done from sincerity and for the love of God, you spoil it. All right, let's keep reading that. Ayah to build the verse of righteousness. So we Muslims know what righteousness is. So we do this, we spend our resources for the love of God, and that will qurba for your relatives. Charity starts at home, then spreads abroad. We've heard that, right? Abu Bakr, who was wealthy, prayers and peace be upon Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, that is. He was a rich man, companion of Prophet Muhammad. And the Prophet was rich too. He chose to live the way he did when he went to Medina because he was the Prophet. Prior to that, he was rich. His wife was rich. We know that's history. But his companion was rich. So when he became Muslim, Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, radiyallahu anhu, they say in Arabic, he cut his relatives off. He went to told the Prophet, he said, I'm cutting them off because they don't believe in your work and your mission. And Prophet Muhammad said to him, no, do not do that, Abu Bakr. Those are your relatives. Those are your family members. Continue supporting them as you were before you became Muslim. Don't stop supporting them. They're Muslims. Are you all listening to that? Instructions reportedly from our Prophet. Don't cut your relatives off. Don't talk crazy to your relatives. Still support them. Out of love for your kin, out of love for God, then for your relatives, وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينَ, then for the orphans. So long before there were any orphanages, foster homes, we have now. I watch it here in Jacksonville on the news. The children are being adopted by foster parents. This is in the Quran. God said, "Give them. Be concerned about the foster children and the orphans." Now, this is how I mean. We have time to go through all of that, but just take it on the surface. For the orphans, and wal masakina, the unfortunate ones, the needy ones. Spend your substance for them, for love for God, for your kinfolk, for the orphans, for those who are in need. Maybe maskina mean they met a misfortune or something. Unfortunate, okay, circumstances. وَابْنَ السَّبِيلِ وَالسَّائِلِينَ وَفِي الرِّقَابِ, and for the traveler that's going about in life, for those who ask, for the ransom of those who find themselves enslaved. Well, Islam don't support slavery if it's saying paying the ransom for the slaves. And we know in our history, Abu Bakr again, may God be pleased with him, he paid for the freedom of Bilal ibn Rabah, the slave who was Arab. He was born in Mecca, the first caller. He was an African ancestry. He wasn't born in Africa, born in Mecca. But he's the first caller, the first muezzin, and an ambassador of Prophet Muhammad. You always say the black man, so I use that language so y'all connect with it. So he was a black man or an African man. All right, almost done with this verse. I thought it was a long verse. وَأَقَامَ الصَّلَاةَ وَأَتَى الزَّكَاةَ, righteousness. Be regular in your salat, prayer. Practice regular charity. So neighborly needs, we didn't just do it one time. That's it. We do it every 3 months. Right?
That's right.
Regular. That's what God said. Be consistent in your charity. وَالْمُفُونَ بِأَهْدِهِمْ إِذَا آهَدُوا, and to fulfill your obligations. That's righteousness in Islam, to fulfill contracts and obligations, right here, which you have made. وَالصَّابِرِينَ, we're almost done with this, فِي الْبَأْسَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَحِينَ الْبَاسِ, and be steady, stable, patient, firm during difficult times of suffering and hardship. Well, you say you believe in God, so what are you falling apart for? And we know some challenges that come on, and God says in another part of the Quran, you think you're going to enter paradise and that you won't be tried and tested? But surely we tried and tested those who came before you. So God says part of righteousness now is to be firm and patient in pain and suffering and adversity, and throughout all periods of panic. In other words, don't panic. أولئك الذين صدقوا. You hear the word صدقة? Such are the people who are charitable. وأولئك هم المتقين. And they are in truth the God-fearing. Thank you for that question. And I know you didn't expect a long answer like that, but that's called the verse of righteousness to our viewers. Okay, our next question, moving along. Our second person, Dr. RASHEED.
Yes, sir.
Now, you are participating with us, enabling these, and you have been since we started this. And you have a special workshop that we want you to share with our viewers based on your background. So can you please share with our viewers some highlights of your workshop on mental health?
Yes. We're directly hitting a specific area. Give an example of one of the things that we'll be discussing this coming week would be unconscious assumptions.
Unconscious assumptions.
And I'm gonna give you such as like nobody respects or appreciates me. I need to struggle for survival. I never have enough money. I do not deserve to be loved. And we would discuss these unconscious assumptions or transform. They usually transform into distortions. But the thing about it is that we are unaware of them.
Okay.
You see, they grow and develop within us, and it comes to two major things that comes with mental health is anxiety and depression. There's many distortions besides anxiety and depression, but they all seem to stem from that. The depression, I've got my notes of course. The depression always happens. It often happens from the past or the present. The anxiety is something that you foresee is going to happen in the future, and you worry. You worry and panic about it.
I just read that. All periods of pain. Yeah. And I didn't know you were going to say that.
That's right. That's right. That's a definition. We offer, and we'll talk about that in depth. We offer counseling and psychotherapy. Also, a new aspect. One of the brothers gave me a book that was from the war, and I studied it. We offer that too, and that is the healing through self-parenting. So learning these concepts and learning how to put these concepts to yourself and family, you can self-parent it and help your family build. And I'm going to just give a quick parable how we do this, and then I'm going to maybe let my wife or somebody tell you, because she gets the hell out of the other people to come to the program. And a lot of wise people studied the cobra. They found out that the cobra sleeps 6 weeks. When he eats, it takes 14 weeks for him to digest his food. He becomes so powerful in that time that he magnetically attracts his prey. Very strong, very strong. And after a particular time, he sheds his skin. What they discovered that the human being holding on to the past, worrying about the future, that we learned from the cobra to shed our skin.
I like that.
Yeah, to come out fresh, to come out
metaphor.
new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That in that case, like the cobra wakes up, he's strong, he's magnetic, he can draw his prey to him. He's a whole new creature after sleeping. And Allah gives us the ability to sleep, recreate.
Yes.
And we even have that prayer. We thank Allah for giving us life after death when we wake up.
That's right.
And then when we wake up, we should be fresh. But now we carry that old skin. The wise among us figured out, our ancestors, if we shed our skin, we live a beautiful life.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, you all, he's going to be presenting on Saturday night. For you all that's local here in Jacksonville, Florida, that's on 320 Woodbine Street. And we'll be mentioning periodically as we go through our program. That's on 320 Woodbine Street at 1 o'clock, Ahmed?
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So I heard one of his workshops. He presents some excellent workshops. This is our doctor, Dr. RASHEED, Doctor of Psychology, Mind Science, Mental Health. Dr. RASHEED Abdullah. You all don't want to miss this. And I really love that parable about the cobra. I'm gonna remember that.
I know.
And when I put it in one of my lectures, I'm gonna attribute it to you. I'm not gonna plagiarize it. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, you gotta put something out. Yeah, it don't belong to us anyway, right? Yeah, we have an optionality. Now, your wife is sitting next to you, to Teresa. So, would you like to add something to what he said and share with us what you're bringing? Yeah, it's kind of hard to come by that.
Perfectly executed. But I don't have anything much to say, but I can add that we do have a new program that's going to be participating Saturday in the Neighborhood Need.
Okay.
Program is Healthy Start Program.
Healthy Start Program?
Florida Healthy Start Program.
Florida Healthy Start.
Healthy
Start.
Healthy Start Program. This program is universal risk screening.
Okay.
For pregnant women, infants, newborns, infants from 0 to 3 years old. And the screening is done to identify those at risk for poor health development, mental health, nutrition. So what they do, they offer different programs to the families and the pregnant women and children too, that they can sign up for. And they also offer education, promotes positive birth outcomes, and protects the health and the well-being of the mother and the baby. So I'm looking forward to them being there, sharing information with the community. So
excellent.
Yeah.
So that's a new addition to our group. Yeah. Now we want to thank Dr. RASHEED's wife, Sister Teresa, because she always reached out to other organizations. The two people we had last week, beautiful speakers, powerful speakers, actually participants, are a result. They're friends of Sister Teresa Abdullah, and she's always looking for a way to improve the Neighborly Needs program. So you all are listening to us around the country and around the world. This has evolved to more than just clothing and food. You heard our mental health professional. Last week you heard our employment entrepreneur. You heard our HIV, AIDS counselor and Tesla. And now Teresa is telling us this coming Saturday we'll have the Healthy Start. And they're talking to it, which is needed in this neighborhood now, in the inner city. So we're reaching out from the masjid. We're not just stuck in our isolated quarters and by ourselves. Because I read the verse of what righteousness is now. So you have to get out here and get involved, but get involved in a quality way and bring quality and value to people's lives. And I remember when Imam W.D. Muhammad started, when he changed his ministry, he called his ministry the Mosque Cares. And he said the mosque, masjid, should care about people and care about the people in the community. And not just care in the heart now, because he used to do a lot of things for people too that a lot of folks don't know about. But when you're in a community, in the inner city, the urban cities, and centers like we are, we look around. Okay, what can we do? We've shed our skin and we woke up. We got a lot of cobras still out here sleeping. Right. So what can we do? I'm gonna pick up fast. So what can we do in this neighborhood of cobras to help them wake up and shed their skin? And you bring so much value to that.
That's
by
right.
bringing these good people. And we thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it.
Stay tuned.
Oh, I know. That's why I say we appreciate it. Well, the next question, if we can pass that microphone over to our new studio audience participant, Sister GWEN MAJID. Wa alaikum assalam. And you're going to probably have to hold that mic up a little bit to your mouth. And this is Ahmed Majid's wife, and I've known her for a long time. We all grew up in our community together here in Jacksonville. And Sister GWEN, so you know, for the past couple of years, I'm going to let her tell you about that now. She has been working, organizing, because as Mr. Yancey Strickler said, you have to have carriers, you have to have participants, you have to have supporters. She is one of our strongest supporters in organizing the women to help the people in the community with hot meals. So, Sister GWEN, share with us.
So as well as the women, we have a lot of men that help too. And Just to, if I can,
Yes,
if I may, I
please.
want to kind of tell you how this got started.
Yes.
And it was kind of inspirational to me because you suggested that we have the Neighborly Need
Yes.
Day.
Right.
Because I think it was born out of, we had a Eid celebration at one time, and just some neighbors were passing by and they wanted some food.
That's right.
And they came in and they started eating, and I felt so good because I said, it made me feel good, and I felt like we had just come out of a month of fasting.
Yes.
And it made me feel real good because I said, this is what we're supposed to do.
That's right. Yeah.
So what we've been doing, we've been feeding anywhere from maybe 200 to 300 people at each occurrence, each event. We have a team of wonderful brothers and sisters that help with it because without one, we all help each other. So that's how we are successful with doing it. We also, we've also, my husband will talk about the clothing part, but as far as the food is concerned, we do ask for donations, and we donate all of this food. So if someone out there wants to donate some food, they can. I think that's
well, how many? I'm gonna ask you, how many sisters come out, and what do you all do, and how's?
Okay, well, I mean, all of the sisters come out. We try to recruit as many sisters and brothers as possible to come out because from both masjids, from Masjid Muhammad and Masjid Commonwealth, and everybody is very, they are very happy to donate food and donate dishes for this event.
Very good. And I want to say, when I mentioned the idea about neighborly needs, I didn't know you all were going to respond to it as positively as you did. And
well,
I really thank you all very much for that and appreciate that.
Right. Myself personally, it made me feel real good inside because we were able to do that. And the people really appreciated the food as well as the other things that they could get.
Yes, yes. And you all have been consistently supportive. Now that's important. You didn't just show up one, because we do this for you all in the audience. We have this program every 3 months, so 4 times a year that we have this program. And I can tell you, this is our, this month, December, at the end of the year, this coming Saturday, will be 2 years.
Right.
Now that's consistent. And the community, the neighbors, in the neighborhood, look, because we have about 250, 350 people, depending on the weather and sometimes, and we always run out of clothes and food.
And they really look forward to it because they'll come by and stop by. When is Neighborly Need Day?
Yes, when Neighborly Need. So I'm going to let you pass that microphone to your husband since he's sitting here. And this is Ahmed Majid, my dear friend, long time. We grew up in the community together here in Jacksonville, Florida. And he handles and coordinates along with some other brothers and sisters. And I'm going to let him tell you a bit about what it is you do on Neighborly because it's critically important.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Neighborly Needs, actually, we all talked about the genesis of Neighborly Need for the last 2 years and how it got started. And from a very inspirational imam that we have here, he teaches the Quran really well. And so we just decided that we're not just going to sit and listen to the Quran, but we're going to do some things to help and support the community. So Neighborly Needs, it started, like my wife said it, that we was passing out some little foods from during the times of Eid, and people started asking, and then at the time we had some other services that we wanted to do. One of the services that we wanted to incorporate was not only just feeding the people, but we wanted to clothe the people also. These are some ideas or concepts that when we get from the Quran, we're talking about how do we take care of our neighbors, how do we take care of orphans, how do we take care of people in needs. We start bringing clothing in, and as we brought clothing in, we start bringing other items in. We start bringing some little household items that the people that had used around the household that they had either outgrown or needed some more or just wanted to give some things away. They start bringing those out, and we got very, very good support and response from the neighbors and from the people in the community. From that, it started growing from other other things started taking place was we wanted to give other services that we had. And Dr. RASHEED and his wife and others suggested about having some other vendors that coming in that could give other services out, health services that we had out. We have someone sitting around that I guess Sister Teresa, she could kind of elaborate on that. But some of the doctors came out; they was taking blood pressure and things of that nature. They was people that was vendors that was coming out that was happening in other areas that the community need. But we started from that, and we constantly started growing and growing and growing and growing. So Allah had blessed us, and at this time, every 3 months, from 1 to 4, we have our neighborly needs.
And give them the address.
And the address is 320 Woodbine Street. And those people are local, who live in Jacksonville, Florida. Those people are local. We asking you to come out at 1 o'clock, and the services be starting from 1 to 4. And plenty of food to be given away. A lot of services that will be given at the time, that you see doctors, you see appointments, there'll be clothing that be given away. You can see the doctor, other vendors, many other vendors that we will have out.
Sitting on his workshop.
Sitting on his workshops. You will have people, professional people out with healthcare, job. I think we have the job.
Career development.
The career development, yes. We have job sites into it. We have an insurance agent that will be out here. They're helping it with many things that insurance needs. So there are many things that we'll be doing this weekend. So if, inshallah, you all are welcome to come out, and hope you'll enjoy yourself when you come out.
And that's a nice segue. You can pass it to Uthman, our last one. Our last person, he's new in our studio too. We're happy to have him, and also Sister Gwen. But before you speak, I have a question for you, Uthman. Couple of things. Now, it was my idea to implement this, but I didn't come up with it. It was in the Quran. I want to say that chapter 107. It's called Neighborly Needs. It's So again, we're implementing what he said in this book, implementing the idea. So we're reading on the page, okay, I see neighborly needs here. And God says in the Quran, say, woe to the worshipers who are neglectful their prayers. They only want to be seen of people, but they refuse to even help their neighbors out. So that's what I get it from the Quran, chapter 107.
We're trying to come up with a name for it.
We're trying to come up with a name, and I said we don't have to invent it. It's right there in the book. Neighborly needs came from chapter 107 in the Quran. This was something that Muhammad the Prophet did to reach out to help those in need. And I got a question from Law. Hold on, Usman, you got the last one coming here. But this is one of our live audience participants, and we want to also get them in. Sister Laura out of California. Assalamu alaikum. How do we determine who is truly in need? Can you name types of charity in Islam? Ooh, that's a big subject. And what are they for? Sister Laura, I'm going to give you a reference, and all of you all who are listening, read chapter 2, Sister Laura, verse 261, all the way to verse 271. So those verses now explain in detail charity in the Quran and charity in Islam. And there are others. As a matter of fact, I'll read one to you, Sister Laura, chapter 2, verse 215, and for the sake of time, I'll just read in English. They asked thee, this is your question, what should they spend in charity? Say, God revealed to the prophet, whatever it is you spend that is good for your parents, your relatives, we read that earlier, 2177, for the orphans, those in want. Now, her question is, how do we determine? Well, we make no determination, Sister Laura. We open our facility, the masjid, the mosque, and people come up who have needs. And we don't embarrass them. We don't shame them. We don't do anything like that. We don't question them. They come and get the clothes, whatever clothes they want. We don't have any limitation on what they can get. And Sister Gwen and other sisters and some of the brothers provide the hot meals. They come in. RASHEED, he does the mental health workshop, and Sister Teresa now with the entrepreneurial and the AIDS testing, blood pressure, and now the healthy lifestyle. The people that'll be there. That's my way of saying for help to start. Right, I get it. And now one question, Sister KARRIEM, Taliba, is that the name of the person? you wanted to know about, do we have a food pantry? No, we don't have a food pantry because we're working on it. Because Sister Teresa had mentioned it earlier. We're working on a food pantry. Now, if you want, you all who are out of town, if you want to send donations, contributions, those of you all who are in the city now, you can drop by and bring some clothes.
Right.
You can drop by and bring some food. If you're out of town, you can mail contributions. Address it to Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry, P.O. Box 3204, Jacksonville, Florida 32206, because this is a part of our ministry too, outreach. And also you can go online, Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry, hit the donate button if you'd like to contribute something to what we're doing on neighborly needs. So we want to conclude now with my good friend here, our insurance specialist, UTHMAN SHAKIR, and he's new to our studio audience, and we're happy to have you. Welcome, my friend. So can you please share with us, let me see, I have a question for you, my good brother. Please share with us and the viewers the services you will be providing Saturday at Neighborly Needs, and say something to us about the ACA, because I know that's what you're doing. So, UTHMAN SHAKIR.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
And thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for being here.
It's such a privilege to be here right now amongst a quality group of individuals. I'm so happy. Yes, I do affordable health care. Okay, quality, affordable health care. I don't know if you can tune in on that, but we're called Choice Advocates, and what we do is we find the best plans for each and every individual. So it's affordable health care with quality value. Okay, that's very important. You know, everyone is entitled to some means of health care. Okay, and if you can't afford it, you at least have to have a job somewhat, or you have to have some kind of means of income. So if you have income coming into you, then the ACA will apply to you. Okay, and it shuts down.
Now, can you tell them what ACA is, so we don't assume everybody know what that is?
ACA is Affordable Care, Affordable Care Act.
Is that what they call Obamacare?
That's what they call it. Well, they call it Obamacare, but actually it stems from Mitt Romney. Believe it or not, yeah, Mitt Romney was the first one that did it as a governor in Massachusetts. Yeah. And Obama thought it was a brilliant idea from the
Republican Mitt Romney. Okay.
And applied it towards the nationwide. So yes, the ACA, or the Affordable Care Act is still available until Sunday this week. Okay, the enrollment closes at that time, so I can't stress it enough how important it is for everyone to at least I can get you a zero premium. Okay, whereas you don't have to pay anything. Okay, and you're gonna get quality care. Okay, so there's value in that, and for those who go to the doctor often, and I can get it to the point where you can you pay $20 or $30 a month. You know.
Now, UTHMAN, you'll be present Saturday,
yes,
inshallah, God willing, and you'll have your flyers and information that you can pass out to people at Neighborly Needs, correct?
We could pass the flyers out. I'm stressing. Let me get you signed up. Let me get you going.
Well, yeah, so they can, that's what I mean, so they can sign up and get them going.
Yes,
now,
sir.
can you please give them, so he'll be present to do this on the spot. So now, for those of you all who may not be in Jacksonville and you want to reach out to him in the state of Florida, because you're licensed in the state of Florida.
I'm licensed in the state of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Texas.
Y'all hear that? Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Those states?
Yes, sir.
Give them your contact information, please, my friend, because we are wrapping it up.
My contact information is 904-525-6642.
Slow that down a bit.
904-525-6642.
And your email address? You have an email you
and
can
my
give?
email address is UTHMANSHAKIR@gmail.com. That's UTHMAN SHAKIR@gmail.
So all those states that he mentioned now, so you all can reach out to our brother here, even though you don't live in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. Can you state those states again? Florida?
I'm licensed in Florida, Georgia,
Georgia,
South Carolina, and
and
Texas.
Texas, my old home state of Texas. All right?
And I can do your coverage over the phone.
Oh, he can do it over the phone. So reach out to him. He gave you a phone number, and he gave you his email address, so you can't make it here because you're out of town. He can still help you in those 4 states. Now, I want to thank all of my studio audience guests, our regular guests, Dr. Rasheed, TERESA, ZARIA, AHMED, and our new guest. I hope you all come back. You, Sister GWEN and UTHMAN, please honor us by being here with us tonight. And please, in the future, you have an open invitation to come and be our guest on Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry and share what you would like to share with our viewing audience. And I want to thank all of you all for joining us, our brothers and sisters in the United States of America and around the world, and particular greetings to our family your family in the Bahamas.
Yes,
Because they're always watching us in Bermuda, in Nigeria, in Pakistan, and all over the world. And you are making us feel so humble by tuning in on such a regular basis. Now join us next Thursday, same time, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry. Join us for Jummah prayer tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Masjid Muhammad. Okay, this is Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry. But on Masjid Muhammad is our website, and that's spelled MUHAMMED. Our website, and that's at 12:30. Our website, www.alislamworldwideministry.com. We have a button in the menu. You can hit the donate if you like what we are talking about tonight, neighborly needs, and you want to support us in some way. Go on alislamworldwideministry.com, click on donate, and you can make a contribution online. If you want to send us a donation in the mail, P.O. Box 3204 322 zip. That's the zip 32206. Our YouTube channel, Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry. Please subscribe. So we're asking all of you all to subscribe. This program will be up. I post them within about an hour and a half, so you'll be able to watch it in the comfort of your home on your big screen smart TV. That's Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry on YouTube. So we'd like to conclude as we began with prayer. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Our Lord, grant us the best that this world has to offer us, and grant us the best that the next world has to offer us, and save us from the punishment of the fires of sins. Ameen. Thank you all very much. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you, and shalom.